Hello, my name's James. I'm a portrait photographer from Portsmouth in the UK and pointer and shooter behind the project A Portrait of a Wrestler, and we welcome you to this, our latest video looking back at images from 2014, and we're going to do a double shoot today. We're going to look at the images of Jordan Miles and a guy called Mark Seeley, otherwise known as Little Legs in the independent professional wrestling scene there in the UK. We're going to start off here with images of Mark. He was the first guy that came to the project who actually had sort of like a background in terms of acting and drama, and when he handed me his business card it sort of like had things like, you know, Harry Potter and all these big budget movies in there and TV shows that he appeared on, and the guy was like super professional. It was a really quick shoot and nothing was too much. He brought along like, you'll see them in a moment, but he brought along like these fireworks for the shoot, so we're just going to have a look at some of the images here and how we created them. This is a two light setup again with quite narrow lighting either side, softbox sort of lighting our subject. I like the way that we're using the negative space to look off into this negative space here and just bringing the hands in just to give us a nice sort of sense of, a sort of dynamic sense in that picture there with the sometimes I turn myself off to this, the fact that they're like, these guys are like wearing these costumes, but the outfit works as well because everything's red there. We've got a nice tonality throughout the whole picture. These are the fireworks I'm talking about, slightly desaturated, I would say, colours there with regards to the skin tones, quick kind of shutter speed there to capture all of those sparks, and again the even lighting throughout, but really fine detail there on the fireworks. Look at that, every little, it reminds me of like when I was learning photography when I was like 15, and you like take fireworks and sparklers in the garden on long exposures and just try and get something a little bit different. Quite a cool little shot. This one here, looking straight out into the camera, we've used the dry ice again, kicker light on the left hand side, and just try to make the most of him, sort of like that intense look into the camera. And again, more intensity, really telling the story with the face. In my opinion here, the dry ice is sort of obscuring the face too much. I've probably done this one without dry ice, just had him looking straight into the camera there. Lights aren't far enough around either. We've just caught a catch light on this side, but there's nothing in this side really to tell us the story. So, but I do like the rim lighting either side differentiating us from the background. It's kind of cool. More of a Rankin style one here, still flirting with the idea of doing something in high key. Two lights set up, real simple. The background light is out of shot here, focusing straight onto the background. Two stops overexposed from the main light, which is just here. 10 and 2, 10 o'clock there with the catch light just across the pupil and the iris. Perfect classical lighting, and again, nice attitude there on that one. Heavy processing on those black and whites. I want those blacks really dark in there on that one. Much more brooding picture on this one here, bringing the hand into the picture, but it's connected and it's telling a little bit of the story there. Quite like that one. But it's this image here that will make it through to the final panel, the point straight through to the camera, the conversion into black and white, and the attitude there just sort of screaming out to the viewer. It's a really different shot and a nice low angle as well to give it a sense of dominance there. I love that shot. Moving on to Jordan's shoot. Now Jordan bought this kind of grimy flag, which we haven't photoshopped in. It's gone straight into the onto the wall there, and we've just shot him with a single light setup. Made the most of this Buff Daddy tattoo. The guy's got an amazing physique, which we'll see again in a moment, but I just wanted to make the most of this tattoo just to begin with. And then we've got him here, physique, even lighting either side, little bit of baby oil there on the abs and the pecs and the chest and everything there, just to give us as much of a feel for strong physique in there as possible. A little bit of a wink into the camera. Low angle, three lights set up this one, two lights either side and a light behind. Just giving us that little bit of hair light behind, that little bit of separation. Slightly over processed this one, I wouldn't process like this again. And then this shot, which I actually maybe didn't like so much at the time, but I kind of like now. I'd have brought the main light round a bit more to give us a little bit more light on this side of the face here, but I love the rim light on the side, and it's just a nice simple shot just showing off, you know, the physique there. And then we've changed the outfit a little bit, put a vest on, used the tap out baseball cap, and just done something a little bit more grungy, a little bit different there with the dry ice. And then got him jumping around the studio. Quite a little guy, so even though we've got low ceilings, we could get him to jump up, and we've just played a little bit here with sort of After Effects and putting a little bit of a composition in there just to give us a little bit of a different feel that looks completely different to anything else in the project. When we went back to the Union Jack background, we've gone back to this one with the tattoo here, and I asked him about these two. You can't quite see them here, but if we go to the next shot, which is where we've taken the Union Jack away and gone to a black background, so we see these two lines down here, and I asked him about them, and they just came from sort of like a childhood accident that he had when he was much younger, led to him losing some of his memory at the time, and it's part of his story. So I really wanted to make the most of those. The simplicity of this shot, I thought, worked really well. It's a 2 light setup, one 45 degrees straight into the subject, and one little kicker light here, just giving us a little bit of differentiation and separation from the background. So it's this one that made it through to the panel. We're going to pop both of those in there now next to the pasta, and we're closely approaching 20 images now, which is what we needed for our fellowship submission. So as we're closing close to 20, we've got a few names left on the list to uncover. Next time we're going to be discussing the shoot of the Wild Boar, Mike Hitchman, who is a guy in UK wrestling at the moment who is just waiting to have the big breakout. He's a unique looking individual and an absolute pleasure to photograph, and I can't wait to share some of the images we got from his shoot with you online. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button below. You can follow me at Y2JimBob on the Instagram and the Twitter. Support your wrestler everywhere else, and as ever, all the very best.